Hello! Let's talk about how GEP CRM Auto is a central tool for automotive retail. What we want to show you today, therefore, is not about IT, it's about a management culture. Let's see how to turn your good team into a high-performance team. And that can only be achieved with integrated principles from management to sales and reception, in other words, by all professionals. We are talking about a management model, about routines, high frequency, medium frequency, among many other dimensions and variables, which we explain in other videos about the commitments leadership model. The management model enhances or brings us today two major strategic dimensions. First, to know the customer better or much better because we know which types we want to identify. We know how to identify them, how to work with them, and we have a platform that enables this management. And secondly, and perhaps even more importantly, to help each professional, each salesperson to improve, to reduce their gaps compared to the best examples within the company, or even compared to their own best performances. And this methodology, which we apply in several companies in the automotive retail sector, in various automotive retail groups in Portugal, allows us to say that all our clients grow above the market average. Therefore, this is a very relevant point. To illustrate this, we have prepared an analysis of annual trends for all activity, which is available within GEPS, and we will take a look at it. It is one of the management tools we have created, and as I mentioned, it is available for the manager profile within GEPS CRM. So we are not going to look at isolated cases, we are going to look at the overall health of the business. And so imagine that these numbers are your own numbers. So now let's get into the heart of management. This is the integrated management map that we have, which is available in GEPS. This is the control panel, where at a glance we can see trends, major indicators of the current cycle, the future, the reality of sales, losses, and missed opportunities. But pay attention, what we are going to see are numbers. This analysis only truly becomes valid if it is incorporated into the daily management of each leader. It is the leader who must know each salesperson, understand what sets them apart in relation to the goals compared to their colleagues, or even the gaps that this salesperson has compared to their own best results. We show the map, yes, but we would be more than happy to work with you to help your leaders turn this data into human capability. Well, to start, we are looking at company-wide figures, but the beauty of this is that we can filter by dealership or drill down into each salesperson's details. For now then, let's stick to the general overview. First key indicator of the cycle, the trend of new acquisitions, whether they are acquisitions through leads, walk-ins at the dealership, contacts, or proactive acquisitions, especially from companies. Because in order to sell, logically, we need oxygen, we need to bring new customers into the business, into the CRM. This company we're analyzing here, a hypothetical company, seems quite stable over the months. Here we have an average of 578 new entities per month, with some spikes that could indicate a marketing campaign, for example, there in February or in July. Here we also distinguish between individuals and companies, and without this, logically, the cycle dies. Without acquisitions, the cycle dies. Now let's move on to the second point, perhaps even more strategic. Future potential, that is, the clients we have, which is the result of qualification. Your salespeople contact hundreds and hundreds of people who are not ready to buy today. Why? Because they have a recent car, because they are only considering replacing another one they have at home in 2 or 3 years, or because it's a company that has several vehicles. One might be replaced in 6 months, another in a year, and another in 2 years. Therefore, this characterization of identifying the fleet and the future replacement date is worth gold. Here we see the growth trend in this identification. But I ask, is it enough? What is the objective? We could have the finish line here. And now further down, look at the DPEN or the expected business entry date, a fundamental concept that we explore more deeply in other videos. How many potential deals do we have forecasted for the next 12 months? How many do we have for the next 6 months? And how many are overdue? Well, here the value should be 0, just as it is. Yes, having overdue potentials would be a very bad example of management, a major oversight. Let's assume that this aspect is under control. Let's jump from the future to the present. So now we enter the present. How many customers are currently thinking about buying a car? Here we see a growth line. There is an average here in this company of 311 deals, yes, ongoing, yes, per month. Active deals that are started each month ongoing, though many of them are no longer active. But once again, is this number enough for the company to achieve its goals? We can only truly grasp the value by staying close to these numbers regularly to understand exactly what figures, what flow of deals we need to activate each month to meet our goals. And now one of the most important indicators of the health of your company, of your business, the historical clients versus new clients, or the spontaneous flow. Spontaneous, in other words, clients who do business with us and have a history versus clients from spontaneous flow who start doing business. Of those clients doing business, how many already knew us? Of course, we want lots of new clients, obviously, but having between 50, 55, 60% of clients with a history is a sign of sustainability. It's a sign of professionalism. It means the client comes back. In other words, companies with low values of clients with a business history may indicate that the company is suffering from, well, short memory, meaning it could indicate that the client disappears. Are they running away? So at this stage, let's look at another fundamental date, the forecasted date for closing deals. Here is what the team says they will close or expect to close in the next 30 days, or what they expect to close in the next 7 days. This is the pulse that sustains, after all of the activity. It's the nerve center of our operation. We want to bring clients to deals. It's already a deal, which is where we are. We want to sell. We talk more about the fundamental concept of forecasting, as I've mentioned in other videos, some of which are available for free on our blog. Visit and subscribe to our page, virajam.pt. And here we reach the end of one of the cycles with the client, okay? The conclusions of the deal, just the deal, not the end of the relationship. So yes, we're not just looking at sales, we analyze sales, losses to the competition, and non-deals, because logically the phenomenon goes far beyond just sales. In this team, we see stability in sales. We see that there are about 81 units on average, with December being the strongest month. But selling isn't everything that happens. As we all know, for a salesperson to sell one car, they probably lose 2 or 3 or even more, and then there are still postponements. And so if we really want to work with CRM, we have to manage the non-sales. In fact, it's in the non-sales that the learning actually lies. Notice in this example we have here, intentionally presented this way, this team has only 0.65 losses for each sale. So this ratio, as we can all imagine, is very far from normal, from reality. It can't be real. So what does this tell us? This could mean that either many deals are not being managed in a structured way. So on the platform in Gap, if the sales manager doesn't see them, the salespeople only have them in their heads or in some other planner. Or the salesperson has lost the relationship with the client and doesn't even know that the client bought from the competitor next door. So right here, the index of non-deals, which could be postponements or after a credit is refused, we had to declare a non-sale, is shown here as 2, and that's perhaps an acceptable number, though we need to explore further. But that ratio up there, that loss index, tells us that there may be phantom deals that slipped past the team. This is a note for quality management. There is much more to explore in this analysis. We would be delighted to help the team think through and find management strategies based on these interpretations. Almost finishing up, let's look at the portfolio. In other words, the vehicles sold that are waiting to be delivered. How many vehicles do we have to deliver in the coming days? How many are scheduled for the next 7 days? And how many are overdue? Also, finally, I'll quickly go over the invoiced items in detail by month, showing the trend and the types, both of vehicles and of clients who bought cars from us. To conclude, we want to show a second view that highlights the trend throughout the year even more clearly. Notice the stability in acquisitions, always above 500 acquisitions per month. Look at the excellent progress in identifying future potential. Therefore, this evolution that we are seeing here, which is very pronounced, is normal with our new clients when we implement this management model, when we implement gaps and raise awareness about the logical and central importance of working on the client relationship and identifying the type of these clients and the business potential for the future. This line really shows a very strong growth trend. As for new business entries, there is also constant growth here and incredible stability among clients with a history. Fortunately, this company does not depend, at least not desperately, on acquiring new clients every day. It has a client base that repeatedly considers the company to be very solid. As for sales, there has been good growth throughout the year. So, how is each dealership doing even so? This is always the work to be looked at here, or even for each salesperson. As for losses, there is that very low line, and again, here, the routine of the sales managers, your leaders, your coaching leaders, needs to be interpreted. In fact, we have specific videos, how to manage business in gaps. I'll leave it down here, a link so you can access a video about managing completed deals and a video about managing ongoing deals, a high-frequency routine that your leaders should implement with the teams if they haven't already. Today, we're going to skip over this advanced clinical analysis tool that will be covered in a future dedicated video, which we will send to you. And so down here, you can also see that you can view all of this in detail, either by salesperson or by dealership. It's who brings in the business, what the trend is throughout the year, here the future potential, the same logic, what the trend is over the year, who is below expectations, what the expected value is. Above all, that will be the first question. At first, we might not find it yet. We might be a bit lost as to what value everyone should be reaching. And those deals that have been initiated, with that distinction between clients with a history and new clients, and finally the deals closed by sale, by loss, and by no deal. That was the presentation of the management dashboard. Remember that these indicators are not meant to judge, but to identify needs for improvement, training, and development. So we wish you good business and good analysis. Thank you. So what we have just seen is the truth of the numbers, but to reach this level of clarity, you need the right tool. Of course, you also need the right management model, as we've already discussed. But GAPS is not a generic CRM that's been adapted. It was built from the ground up since 2010, specifically for automotive retail, incorporating all the management principles of the commitments model. We suggest that before choosing a CRM, your company must practice, or at least want to practice CRM. GAPS is simply a tool that enhances this dynamic. It is the home of the operation of all this activity. It cuts across all your brands, all your services, new, used, workshop, and it's for everyone, for all professionals, whether they're salespeople, receptionists, marketing staff, to manage leads, the results of leads by campaign, by salesperson, or even to manage quality, handle complaints, or manage compliments. We integrate with all invoicing systems. We are integrated with all the major DMS that operate in Portugal. Also regarding lead capture, I would say that we have all the gateways that can feed into GAPS, mainly due to our integration with a very well-known software, Zapier, as well as our interactive contact modules and our complaint and compliment management modules. So quality is also something native. But above all, GAPS is a school. It is a fundamental training tool for sales managers and for strategic vision at the management level. It allows you to manage the entire cycle from the present, what we are closing, what we are negotiating, the vehicles we have to deliver, to the future, which is so strategic, the result of our qualifications. Well, all of this is always based on forecast management. We hope you enjoyed this video. Get in touch with us, follow our blog, follow our page viragam.pt, and see you soon.